Hello, my name's Andy Haynes, and I'm here again with Andy Phillips. This is the next in our series of how to market your online property business. And today we're going to be talking about content marketing and social media marketing, two great areas that I know you'll want to understand. And the authority on these things is Andy Phillips. Hello, Andy.
Yeah, how you doing?
Very good. Thank you very much indeed. Loving the idea of content marketing because, of course, the message we give out to our clients is the difference for them to come and interact with us.
Yeah, definitely. Last week we spoke about introducing the concept of online marketing for your property businesses, and last week we did talking about a professional property business website, getting that up and running because it's really the sort of the key hub to everything. We also spoke about knowing your target audience. We're going to be going through this a little bit more with further live broadcasts that we're doing. But this week we're going to be talking about content marketing, social media, and again I've got the article for all of this is going to be within the comments or whatever we're going to be doing for that. So yeah, content marketing, social media is incredibly important. The thing with this is it's really part of this whole concept of the sales funnel. You know, content marketing and social media is all about the top part of the funnel. This is all the awareness side. You get awareness on things like social media, but you've got to use some decent content. There's got to be some decent things going on within, you know, your marketing, getting it out there, getting known, getting trusted, all those sort of things. And it's really important to actually understand this concept of what content marketing can actually do. Once you've actually got your website up and running, you want to push people back to it. You want to push people back to it because there you can build a list, because it's all about, you know, thinking about the goals, what you're actually trying to achieve with your marketing. We spoke about this last week, but the goals are really, really important. So the goals of all of your marketing is really to get people to talk to you. So whatever you're doing, you know, on your website, on your social media, with your content, it's all about getting people to engage with you. You know, once you've got someone talking to you, you've got a really good chance of knowing exactly what their pain points are, what they're trying to achieve, what their goals are. And that's so, so important. So it's about traffic, it's about conversion, it's about, you know, email subscriptions, it's got about lead generation. It's all about those sort of things, all about getting people to talk to you, getting engaged, nurturing them, all that sort of thing. So content marketing is one of the things that you can do to really, really help you to get out with your property business, get out to a wider audience and get known, liked and trusted. And this is hugely, hugely important. So let's just talk about content marketing first, and then we can go on to the social media side of it, because it sort of goes hand in hand. So what is content marketing? Let's just think about what content marketing is. Content marketing, I would say, is this top end of funnel. It's the awareness side. It's about putting content out that is going to resonate with your audience. You know, we talked about, you know, targeting your audience last week. It's about creating content which is going to stimulate them. It's going to make them think, do you know what? I want to find out more. And this is what all marketing is all about. It's about, let me find out more. Where can I go to find out more? So it's all about this, you know, this awareness, keeping people top of mind, or keeping your business top of mind, and getting that awareness out. But it's also about education. You know, it's about educating people, your target audience, to exactly what you do and how you can solve their problems. But they want to see that you're actually doing something. So there's lots of things you can do. It's also about, you know, reputation, building your authority, getting more visibility out there, and really starting that whole engagement process, which is, again, as I say, so important to do. If you can get the engagement, you can start talking to people, and that's really the end goal. So the sort of things you can do for this, and again, have a look at the article that we've got associated with this live, because it goes into a lot more information about that. But the sort of things you can do are things like articles and blogs, which gives you sort of more long form content, which people can go and actually read, understand a little bit more about you. And put on those articles and blogs, you can also put things like, you know, photographs and video and all those sort of things, which just get people more connected with what you're doing and how you're doing it. But you can also do things like downloads. One of the things we do with our clients is to do a prospectus on their website, so they have a downloadable prospectus. And it's really what the idea of that is really to get them onto a list of prospect investors. So there's lots of people who want to invest but don't have the time, maybe don't have the knowledge, and they want to work with someone just like you. Now, if you're showing them through content exactly what you do, how you do it, and one thing I've noticed is that the property business is, especially if you're trying to get investors on board, this whole property business is absolutely tailor-made for storytelling. Because if you think about it, if you're going out and finding properties, doing deals, doing refurbishments or whatever it is, there's a whole process that goes along with that. And this is one of the reasons why I tell my clients to take their camera with them all the time. You know, take photographs of what they're doing, take video of what they're doing. I'm going to show you a video that we did for one of our clients, which sort of encapsulates what video can do to really sort of boost that reputation, boost authority, get more visibility, and start that engagement process. So I'm going to show you the video that we did, and after that, I'm going to talk a little bit about, you know, the concept behind it and why it's such a great idea to do these sort of things. So let me just quickly show you this video.
Good morning, everyone. So here we are at project number 1. This is Dertona Kitchens. You can see it just behind me there. What a magnificent building in Darlington. Really nice area. This is the west end of Darlington. Let's go and have a look inside. As you can see, it's a very nice big space. 400 meters, 400 square meters here. And as you can see, this is a very big open space that we found a tenant for on a 10-year lease. We secured that tenant before we'd actually secured the building. And this is a very interesting oven at the back of the showroom. And we discovered this behind some panels, and that's a 1920, I believe, oven, gas oven. So that's really exciting to find something with a bit of history, and of course that adds value to the building as well. So this is the back, and you can see that we've given the tenant their own goods in, and that we are going to maintain the other side of the back. This is all ours. What we've actually done is we've split this sort of goods in area into 2. So this could be rented out as offices, and that's what it's all about. It's all about maximizing the space that we have. So that's the downstairs. Let's go and have a little look upstairs. This is the dividing wall. Gives us two new entrances to the upstairs, where when I first came to the building I was going to do serviced accommodation front and back, but we discovered that it had windows to the side of the property, and we had this kitchen area here with bathrooms, and I just thought this could be really good for offices. So I decided to build serviced offices, and you can see here one end we've created serviced offices, and I'll just spin round and we're going to block up this wall, and that's going to be a 2-bedroom serviced accommodation at that end.
So you can see what that does, you know, from it's only a couple of minutes long, but what it's doing is it's showing, well, it's giving awareness to James's business. It's showing them he's on the ground, he's actually doing what he says he does. He's got a really good awareness of how to change commercial to residential, but also to use commercial as a way of development. It shows that he's on the ground doing it, you know, all those sort of things. So it builds that reputation, it builds that authority, gets more visibility to the business. And if you notice at the end of that, it had a call to action, which is download our guide, you know, to download our prospectus. It's got the website on there and all that sort of thing. So the idea of these sort of videos is that you can drive traffic. So we've got things like video, but video is a quite expansive thing, and it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger over time. And you know, you can do things like video shorts as well. So you've got these videos which you can do, which are sort of I mean, that was quite a short video, but that's a sort of bit of a promotional video for James's business. But you can do longer videos, and you can put those onto things like YouTube. And getting a YouTube channel up, if you start taking a lot of video, getting a YouTube channel up is actually a really, really good idea for content, because you can then take that content and put it wherever you want it. Those sort of little promotional videos to really sort of drive traffic, which is the end goal, driving traffic into the website, getting people onto the website, getting them to download a prospectus, getting them to book a call with you so you can actually talk to them. These are all critical things. You can see that this is all part of that concept of funnel. Awareness at the top, and then you start building and building and building until you get to the ultimate goal of actually talking to people. But this, as I say, this short form video as well, which I think is really sort of taking hold. I mean, things on you can do things like Facebook Reels, you can do YouTube Shorts. You need to be able to have a bit of a YouTube channel up to do the shorts. I think you need 1,000 people on there subscribed to do shorts. But for Facebook Reels, you can do them straight away.
Andy, we're using some jargon here. We're talking about short form video. We're talking about video shorts. What exactly does that mean?
Well, video shorts are something which, when you're flicking through your phone, it's like if you go to Facebook, there'll be some posts that you see, and then you'll see video shorts. They're these little short videos which are sort of 30 seconds, a minute long, that sort of thing. And it just sort of, it's one piece of information very, very quickly. But again, this is awareness thing. If you keep on scrolling through and you start watching the shorts, and I know lots of people actually watch short videos, attention spans are very, very short nowadays. So these short videos are really working really well. I mean, TikTok is a really good place. I know a lot of property investors that are working on TikTok nowadays. It's not something which I do too much of, and I really should do a lot more on TikTok. But I do Facebook Shorts, YouTube Shorts I do on some of my channels and things like that. And all it means is that people start going through these short videos, and they see lots of different types of things. But then you'll want to come up, and if they are your perfect target audience, then they'll see it. And that's really the whole point of a lot of these little short videos. But you can do, long form video. Long form video is basically a little bit more like what I just shown you, a little bit longer. It's about 2.5 minutes. But you can do other ones which are even longer. And this could be educational videos, problem solving videos. But also, one of the things that I did when I was doing the land development down in South Wales was to actually do some video, quite a lot of video about the journey we were taking through the process. So we might do a video of, we found this new piece of land, and we'll talk a little bit about it. And it's specifically directed to the investor, so my target audience. So we talked about the land, then we talked about breaking the land, then we talked about building the properties. But we used to take photographs as well. So photographs, videos, and we started pushing those out, and we could do a lot of that. And that just builds a huge amount of awareness. Again, as long as you've got a call to action that goes back to something which you want, so it goes back to an article about it, or a video on YouTube, or your website, all those sort of things is really quite good to do. So, these are the sort of photographs that I was putting out for our properties down in South Wales. Pretty typical sort of graphics. We can put these out, and we can talk about in the text part of the post, the social media post. We could talk a little bit about where we are in it, and then we'd always put a call to action into maybe a video about this as well. But we'd also put video up and things like that. So again, it's really just sort of going out and trying to, always take your camera with you. I try and impress this on my clients so many times. Always take your camera with you. Take photographs of your whole journey through a process. Right from, buying the property, refurbing it. You can even do things like case studies, testimony, all those sort of things. It just shows you, or shows your target audience exactly what you're doing, how you're doing it, and that you're actually doing it. Because there's a lot of people out there who don't know that you exist. And this whole concept of content marketing it's just in their face all the time. If you're putting it up onto the Facebook page, so you can have your own Facebook page, which is your business page. You can put it on your own profile page. You can put it in forums. I say forums. You can talk. I'm talking about sort of property sites, property Facebook groups and things like that. You can put those things and just tell people about your journey. So you're not trying to sell anything. You're just telling people about your journey, and it's a perfect place to do it. Because especially if you go into property groups and people are interested in what you're doing and they will like it, they'll engage with that post. And this really sort of takes me on to this concept of social media.
Well, before you go there, Andy, let me just put a few things, because what you're saying, absolutely so helpful to so many of us, because of course we hear of people doing blogs, we hear of people doing articles, we don't quite know where to start with those things. And you very much have told us that actually it's just the things that we are doing, the normal day-to-day things that we just capture. And so many of us have got telephones, and these are so good now for taking the photos and the videos. So capturing things then you could create into those short form or those long form videos you were telling us about, Andy. The one big stumbling block for a video, just help us with this if you wouldn't mind. A lot of us feel, yeah, James looks so good on that video. Andy, you look so good on that video. But what about me? Oh, I think I sound dreadful. And what would I possibly say on there? What would you say for us just to, well, politely get out of our own way and actually get used to being on our own video?
It's a big thing to start with. And I'll give you a typical example. One of my first clients in Property Pipeline Pro was Steve Cowgill. And when I first started working with Steve, we put his website up and we did all the stuff for that. One of the things I said to him is like, you've got to go and do some video, Steve. And he went, oh, yeah, okay. And he wasn't comfortable with it. And to be honest, no one is. No one likes the way they look. No one likes their voice. They always think that people are going to judge them. And the thing you have to have in the back of your mind is no one cares. No one cares. All they want to do is get some information, get on with the next thing. And what Steve did was, I asked him to do some video, and he procrastinated about it. He didn't do it for a few weeks, and then he started doing one. He did one video, and it was okay. It was fine. Then he started doing other ones. Now, if you notice, especially in things like Pin Community and on social anyway, you'll see Steve Cowgill coming up a lot, because what he's doing walking, talking videos. So he just goes out for a walk. He's in Dubai, and he does the his thing is to help expat investors invest in the UK, and that's his story. That's his thing behind what he's doing. That's his uniqueness, I guess. But what he'll do is just go out for a walk, and he'll talk about something. And he's got so used to it now, you'll see his videos coming up time and time and time again. So his content marketing has gone from literally zero to he's doing one or two a week now. And he's also doing things like, because he's the host for the Dubai Pin. So he'll do ones on Dubai Pin. He'll talk about the speakers that are coming along, but he'll also talk about his investment, his investment route and how he helps expats to invest in the UK. And that will just get a lot more engagement, get a lot more people talking about it. If you actually see some of his posts, he gets quite a lot of engagement. And I engage with it, I say, great video and things like that. But the thing is, what it's saying to people, like with James's video, what it's saying to people is that we're here. We do this. Come and find out more here. And that's really the whole point of content. So creating those sort of things, whether it's short video, long form video, doesn't really matter. Photographs are fantastic. Downloads are really good. If you can do things like podcasts, which I know a lot of people do. And of course, one of the biggest podcasts out there for property people is the Property Magic podcast from Simon Zucci. And he uses this really to just sort of hit every single subject. I mean, he's over 200 episodes. And every single one of them is just really great to listen to. It's got loads of great information in there. So podcasts are a really, really good thing to do.
there's so many different property people that have podcasts. And I guess what we're saying here very much, Andy, is about, it doesn't have to be perfect. You just need to be real. And so many of us, we're just filming ourselves. People buy people in the sense of they relate to people. And many of us are not perfect. We trip up over the odd word or two. And if you're on a video and you were just like them, then they will buy into you, and you're actually endearing them more to you and your website and your content. So don't ever think it's got to be perfect. Just go out there and do it. And I guess you'll improve over time, but still always remain to be real.
Yeah, it's amazing how quickly you can get good at it. From I don't want to do it, I think I sound awful, I look terrible, and all that sort of thing, and I don't really want to do that. It's a big frog that I've got to eat, to knocking these out, 2 or 3 a week, sticking them up, and just talking to the audience. And that's really all this is. It's just about having a chat with the audience and saying, did you realize this is something new has come out legally, or let me show you our next property. But you can, again, it's all about that storytelling, because it just really sort of, it's tailor made for the property business, discovering property, doing, talking about the deals that you're doing, those sort of things, the acquisition of the property, renovation of the property. You can show all this stuff, and it's not that difficult to do. If you notice what James did, he's got his mobile phone on a little selfie stick, and he just walks around, he turns it around, he shows the actual products. We edited that together a little bit because it just makes it look a bit more cohesive. But you can do all that. Working with investors, you can do case studies on video. You can, so if you've got an investor that's really happy with what you're doing, do a little interview with them, if they will. And a lot of people do. They love that sort of stuff. So quickly, let's go on to this, the social media side of this. We've talked a little bit about sort of, TikTok and YouTube Shorts and all those sort of things, and the reels on Facebook. But you can get bogged down with social media. So I really want to just quickly go through a few little rules here. Only choose 2 to 3 platforms to get good at. Don't try and do every single social media platform. You can have quite a few different social media platforms, and many people do. But if you can start thinking about what can I really do on 2 or 3? So things like Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube are probably the biggest ones. I mean, YouTube is the second largest search engine in the planet. We talk about Google as a search engine, but YouTube is a huge search engine, and people search for things in YouTube. And if you can use your keywords right, and again, we'll talk about that in another one, one of our live broadcasts that we do. But if you can get that up online on just 2 or 3 platforms, don't forget you can repurpose it. So if you did a video, you can put that onto YouTube. Yes, you can put that onto Facebook. You can put it onto LinkedIn. If you did an article, you can put the video in the article. So you can repurpose a lot of this stuff and create a lot of different types of content for lots of different types of people. Some people like to watch videos, some people like to read something. So there's lots of different ways you can do this. But it's all about brand awareness, this whole awareness at the top end of the funnel to drive people to your website. That's really the whole key thing. That's the top end of the funnel, pushing people into the funnel. But as I say, stories are fantastic for this, and you've got so much content that you can do. Just take your video camera with you, or rather your phone with you, and do some video. Show people around the places where you're, the sites you're actually working on. Talk about it. Talk about the investment. Talk about any issues you've had and how you've overcome them, because that shows that you are good at what you do and you're actually going and doing it. So just pick a few key platforms that you're really going to focus on, and then you can take some of that content and put it out onto the other platforms. But if you focus on maybe 2 or 3, like Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, as I say, are probably the most powerful and probably hit the demographic. TikTok's a bit younger, but I know a lot of people who are going on to TikTok nowadays with little short videos. And don't forget, you can cut those videos down. If you can get into video editing, then you can just cut those videos down, and it just makes it a much easier job. So content marketing, social media, really powerful way to get people into the top end of your funnel.
So Andy, is it one piece of film that I would do and I then put the same out on all 3 of those channels, or would I put up separate videos on those 3 channels?
The way of repurposing this is if you can create one really good video, you can put it up onto all 3 channels, put it onto YouTube, especially if you're doing, you've got to think about aspect ratios as well. I don't want to get into too complex stuff here, but aspect ratio is like, if you've got you've got your portrait one, which is the things that go on TikTok and the reels and things like that, which is the one which is sort of a longer that way. But if you can create ones that are sort of landscape, 16:9, just normal videos that people can watch, all your phones do it, do it in that aspect for maybe longer term or longer form video. So the sort of thing that I showed you with James was done on landscape, and just put it on, get your phone, put it onto a selfie stick, walk around with it and talk. Now you don't have to use all the video that you take, but so you can just like cut it down, so you can take this bit and this bit and this bit and this bit, just edit it all together and put it out as a video. It doesn't take too long, and everybody's got a video editing system on their computer. You will have one, and a lot of them are very, very simple. And all it means is you can take a clip, put it in there, cut it to the size, put another clip in, cut it to the size, maybe put a fade between them, but always put a call to action at the end. That's, again, it's like a mantra I keep on talking about. Always put a call to action on every piece of content you do, so people can go to the next thing. But yeah, it can be simple. You just got to get into it. And as you said, get over yourself. Yeah. That's the thing that I think stops people, is that they feel like it's going to be difficult, and there is a blocker. There's a psychological blocker.
It's that comfort zone stuff, isn't it, Andy? And I think just the more that we do it, the easier it is. And we're doing it on our mobile phones. As Andy said, there's lots of apps that you can download, whichever phone service you've got. There will be an app. Many of these apps are free for you to do editing in them. Becomes very simple. Of course, everything is complicated when you're first starting, but you have a little bit play around. They're very user friendly, and you can soon get very good at making your own videos look good. And it can be up on social media really very quickly from your phone, whilst you're maybe traveling on the tube, or maybe you're on the bus, or a passenger in a car. You can quickly turn it around and get it online. And the more you do it, the better and faster you will get at it.
Oh yeah, definitely. And it's just getting used to it. It's getting, as we said in, I think it was last week's live, if you're a property business owner and you want to talk to more people, if you want to get your business out there and get more engagement and all that sort of thing, you have to be a marketer. And this is a very easy, quick solution to getting that awareness, getting people to know you, like you, trust you, getting them to click on links to go to see something more, like an article or your website or whatever it is, a YouTube video. All those things can be done because your mindset has changed. You are now marketing and promoting your business, and people want to see that. And if an investor has any interest in you whatsoever, so if you're at like a PIN meeting, say, oh yeah, we do commercial or residential or whatever, and you point them to the website and it's got some video on there, but also they start seeing you on Facebook. It just comes up on your Facebook feed, and if you're a friend of theirs, you've got a chance of seeing it. And if you keep on seeing these things, what's the investor's mindset going to be like? It's like, well, they look like they're actually doing this, so the trust level goes up, and that means that I'll click on the link and I'll go and watch whatever it is, or download the article or whatever they're thinking, or go to their website. And as soon as they hit the website, they go, oh, there's more things to do. There's more calls to action on this. And so you're really just taking them into your business, but it all starts with this awareness. And as I say, content marketing and social media, hand in hand, work really well, and it drives people to speak to you. And that's the key to everything.
So in this series, we're helping you to market your property business. Today, we've talked about content marketing and social media marketing. We're going to be back very soon with the next in this series. What will we be covering next time, Andy?
Next time, we're going to be doing creating a comprehensive online marketing plan for your property business. And again, this is, once you actually start getting into this, it's really good to just sort of plan. So we're going to go through the sort of the roadmap, We're going to talk about defining goals. We talk about identifying target audience, and we're going to do a whole thing on this. But again, this is all part of it. So in the article that I'm going to be putting on with our next live, it's going to be talking about defining goals, identifying target audiences, selecting the right channels, create high quality content. So we're going to talk a little bit about content, but this is really about the planning. And one of the biggest things on this for me is creating a content calendar. If we start thinking about what we're going to post and sort of trying to organize it in a way that sort of makes sense, then that is a much better way of doing it as well. Just create something so you know exactly what you're doing, when you're going to do it, and how you're going to do it.
And remember, there's a link to what we're talking about here on this series. Just look for that link. It's around this video on the screen. Just click that down. You'll be able to download and read everything that Andy has been covering off here to do with content marketing and social media marketing. And we look forward to seeing you next time in this series of how to market your online property business and get your name out there with your credibility. Thanks for joining us today. Thank you, Andy. And we look forward to seeing everybody very, very soon. Bye for now.
Speak soon. Bye-bye.